Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving right into a seriously comprehensive portfolio of patient monitoring solutions. Whether you're outfitting a remote provincial clinic up in the Highlands or upgrading a critical care unit right in Port Moresby, having the right technology to track vital signs is absolutely paramount. So let's explore exactly how these systems scale to meet the specific demands of basically any medical environment.
Now, the manufacturer's core philosophy here is pretty simple, and it hits the nail on the head. Provide compelling, cost-effective monitoring solutions to your clinical needs. These systems, they aren't just built in a vacuum. They're actually the direct result of constant, close interaction with the medical community. By really listening to the folks on the front lines of patient care, they've developed designs that don't just check a technical box. They solve real-world clinical needs, giving us that essential balance between high performance and true value.
All right, so here's our roadmap for the Explainer today. We'll start with an overview of the patient monitoring portfolio, then look at essential spot check devices, move up to mid-tier multi-parameter monitors, and then check out the advanced modular monitoring systems. Finally, we'll wrap up with standout tech and connectivity and how you can actually choose your specific clinical solution.
Okay, let's jump right into Section 1, the patient monitoring portfolio, and how it caters to healthcare professionals.
So this portfolio is remarkably broad. It seamlessly bridges the gap from your basic 2-channel pulse oximeters all the way up to fully upgradable theater monitors. But what's really important here is that they're meticulously engineered to translate exactly what healthcare providers are asking for into safe, high-performance, and literally incredibly user-friendly devices. Think about it. When a clinician is in a high-pressure situation, maybe in a rural facility with limited specialized staff, intuitive tools aren't just a nice-to-have, right? They're absolutely essential to keep the focus entirely on patient safety.
Moving on to Section 2, let's dive into the essential spot check devices. These are all about being fast and reliable.
When you need quick, accurate readings without lugging around a bulky bedside setup, these foundational devices are absolute lifesavers on the hospital floor. Take the portable spot check device, for instance. This is going to be your go-to for fast, multi-measurement needs. We're talking non-invasive blood pressure, pulse rate, and blood oxygen levels all in one go. Now contrast that with the specialized pulse oximeter, which utilizes that renowned Nellcore technology. With its online graphical trends, it's an incredibly powerful tool for continuous, highly specialized tracking, and that goes for adult, pediatric, and even neonatal patients.
What I find really fascinating here is how even these basic tier devices just refuse to compromise on quality. Case in point, the pulse oximeter comes standard with SAT seconds. If you haven't heard of it, this is a seriously advanced alarm management system that's specifically designed to reduce those annoying nuisance alarms. It does this by calculating both the severity and the duration of oxygen desaturation. Having this level of tech right at the foundational level, it creates a much quieter, far more focused care environment, and it immediately sets a completely higher standard for the ward.
Right, let's scale things up a bit in Section 3, mid-tier multi-parameter monitors. This is where we get into comprehensive vital tracking. If the spot check devices are your quick response tools, these mid-tier monitors provide that perfect, versatile balance for dynamic clinical environments. And this brilliantly illustrates the leap in capabilities you get. The 4-channel monitor covers all your essentials on a really crisp 10.4-inch LED display, complete with ST segment and arrhythmia analysis. But if you step over to the 6-channel multi-parameter monitor, the clinical depth expands dramatically. You're upgrading to a larger 12.1-inch color display, dual temperature tracking, invasive blood pressure, CO2, and get this, an incredible 168 hours of vital trend storage. That is a massive amount of data right at your fingertips.
Now for the heavy hitters. Section 4, Advanced Modular Monitoring Systems. Welcome to the flagship fleet.
At the absolute pinnacle of this portfolio, we have the 8-channel semi-modular and the 10-channel fully modular systems. And a true standout feature, 15 inches. That is the size of the massive, high-resolution LED touch display on the 10-channel model. In an intensive care environment, a clinician might need to process a dozen vital data points from all the way across the room in a split second. A display this large and clear is a huge ergonomic win. It literally reduces eye strain, improves reaction times, and just streamlines the entire workflow.
But it's not just a pretty screen. Backing up that beautiful display is a suite of heavy-hitting clinical features designed to empower critical care units to make rapid, complex medical decisions. You've got standard ST segment and arrhythmia analysis, built-in drug dose calculation to totally eliminate bedside guesswork, and OxyRG, which is a crucial life-saving tool for neonatal intensive care. Plus, there's optional microstream or mainstream ETCO2. These really aren't just monitors anymore. They operate like comprehensive clinical assistants, handling all the heavy lifting so clinicians can focus entirely on patient care.
Okay, Section 5, Standout Tech and Connectivity. This is all about seamless system integration.
Because, let's be honest, having great clinical data at the bedside is really only half the equation. What's really interesting here is how the portfolio pushes standard monitoring boundaries on those higher-tier models with proprietary features like LOSAT and IPI. LOSAT is a major clinical differentiator. It ensures accurate readings even at extremely low saturation levels, which is absolutely critical during difficult patient transports. Meanwhile, the Integrated Pulmonary Index, or IPI, takes multiple complex respiratory parameters and consolidates them into a single, easy-to-read value. This means you can do incredibly fast respiratory assessments without missing a single beat.
And here is exactly how that highly elevated clinical data gets to where it needs to go. Alongside wired, wireless, and bed-to-bed connectivity, these monitors feature full HL7 support for interfacing directly with hospital information systems. For hospital IT directors across PNG who are working hard to modernize and standardize their health infrastructure, this is an absolute game changer. It means patient data flows directly into electronic medical records. That saves nursing staff an immense amount of time and drastically reduces the risk of manual data entry errors. It's just smarter, safer healthcare.
Finally, Section 6. Choose your clinical solution. Let's look at some simple action steps.
So we've seen the full scale of the portfolio today, and the good news is that actually acquiring these customized solutions is incredibly straightforward. Just follow 3 direct steps on the platform. First, select the chosen product from the catalog that fits your facility, whether that's a 4-channel for a general ward or that 10-channel modular system for the OR. Second, choose your desired quantity. And third, simple click Add to Quote. It really is that easy. To wrap up our explainer today, I want to leave you with this final, provocative question. Take a close look at your own facility's challenges, from the most remote provincial wards to central intensive care units in Leh and Port Moresby. Which cost-effective monitoring solution meets your clinical needs today? Whether you need to standardize your fleet with seamless HL7 connectivity or you're looking to upgrade vital trending for critical care, this portfolio is completely ready to deliver. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I highly encourage you to go build your quote right now.